Hi, I'm Midge Shoemaker, and this is day 65 of my doing 100 days of YouTube videos and focusing on gratitude. So, yay for day 65. 35 more to go. Do my little countdown too. And I'm grateful I got my phone facing the right direction, so I'm looking straight into my camera instead of looking sideways. Because I feel like all day yesterday I kept trying to look, so it looked like I was looking straight in the camera, and then I felt like but I was looking away from my phone. So then when I was looking at my phone, it looked like I was looking sideways all day yesterday. But I didn't want to flip it in the middle of the video and start over. So you guys got a sideways weird face looking thing. And today I get to look straight at myself or straight at whoever's watching the video. So yay, grateful for that too. And grateful for one of my friends. She's helped me print something out for my other business and brought some stuff over for me today. And I am grateful that I have friends. I think sometimes I just forget that when I'm feeling down or discouraged that I need to pick up the phone and call somebody. I'm not good at calling people. I don't mind talking. I talk lots and lots. I ramble lots and lots. I just have issues like picking up the phone and calling people. I do a little better with texting, but I need to remember to pick up the phone and call people when I'm feeling depressed or discouraged or just feeling, I don't know, blase, stuck, unmotivated, any one or all of those things. Because sometimes I think I get up and I have days like today and I don't want to do anything. I just don't care and I don't know why. Like, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm not sick. I'm perfectly capable of doing all the things that need to be done for the day. And I am doing everything I possibly can to resist doing it. And it makes absolutely no sense to me because I know reading my scriptures and meditations makes me feel better. I know doing my gratitude list makes me feel better. I know journaling, writing makes me feel better. Praying makes me feel better. Doing this video actually makes me feel better. So doing all of these things helps me to feel better. So why would I resist doing things that make me feel better? And I and then of course, I daydream or my mind goes other places too, but I kind of finally realized that there's something else going on. Just more emotions, feelings that I don't want to deal with. So, in the process of avoiding dealing with or feeling my feelings that I don't want to feel, I end up avoiding doing the other things that make me feel better, like making my gratitude YouTube video, like writing to see myself the way that God sees me, like reading my scriptures and meditationals, or just going to work because work feels better. It feels good going out there knowing I'm making money, that I'm doing a good job, that I'm doing a good thing. It feels good. Like I've accomplished something, like I've done something. It feels a whole lot better than sitting around not doing anything because then I have a whole list of things I haven't done for the whole day. And it's like, oh my gosh, I wasted my entire day doing what? Nothing. Playing games on my phone. Um, and I'm trying to remember to be gentle with myself and to see myself the way that God sees me. And that He can see my pain and He knows what I'm going through and He understands it way better than I do. And He knows why I'm fighting and struggling. I wish I could figure out why I was fighting and struggling. That would be great. um, but probably a lot of it has to do with how I was raised, where I wasn't allowed to express emotions. It wasn't a safe environment, where I had to pretend to be happy all the time. And it just, it wasn't okay to cry. Even though I know it's okay to cry, and I've heard that it's, can be really good for you emotionally, physically, there's some kind of a release that your different types of tears can actually have, whether you're angry or sad or whatever. And it's actually healthy for you to cry. And I was like, that's great. I don't like to cry. I don't cry very often. And even when I do tear up a little bit, it doesn't last for very long because I'm very good at holding it in. I'm very good at fighting it off. The only problem with holding it in and holding on to all of those emotions is that it kind of numbs me out, I think, and it makes it harder for me to feel other things, to feel happy, to feel joy, because those emotions kind of surface. But if I'm not feeling them, then I'm kind of like numb because I can't seem to feel anything else. until I'm willing to feel those feelings. And I was like, oh, I don't want to feel those feelings. I don't want to cry. I don't want to grieve. I don't want to be depressed. I just want to be happy. I just want to be excited about work. I want to be excited about my writing. I just want to do stuff. And these stupid emotions get in my way and I can't. That's like, I get stuck in this freeze state and I just cannot motivate myself to do anything else until I deal with myself and my emotions. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But I'm starting to see that is that awareness part, that I am becoming aware of when I'm feeling like this, that it means I need to do some journaling, I need to do some step work, I need to call some people, I need to talk to some people, I need to figure out what I'm feeling so that I can get it out of my system so that I can move on with my day. But if I don't talk to anybody else, if I just run away from it and play games and whatever, it just sits there and it just prevents me from doing anything all day. And I haven't done much of anything all day today. I took a shower. Woohoo! I got up, I took a shower, I got dressed, and it's taken me all day to finally make my YouTube video. And that's a good thing. It is a good thing. And it's kind of because I'm on day 65, and as much as I don't want to have to be motivated to do this, I'm like, I don't want to miss a day. I don't want to start over. I don't want to make my depression worse, because I know that if I give up on myself at 65 days, that as much as I'd love to say I'll forgive myself, maybe at some point I will, but I'll quit and I'll not feel like I'm worth anything because I messed this up and I'm so close. And that would just be tragic. And there's that other part of me that's like, oh my gosh, it's day 65. This should be a piece of cake. This should be a total habit. I should just get up every day and be like, this is what I'm going to do, read my scriptures and meditationals, write, and make my YouTube video, and my day is going to be great. And I've had days like that, and it works out just like that, and it's great. And I'm like, every day should be like that. Every day is not like that, because I have a lot of old emotions that are pent up, and I have some current emotions that I am avoiding dealing with because it's over things I have no control over. I can't control the situation. I can't change the situation. I didn't cause the situation. There's nothing I can do about the situation, but I don't like the situation. And so I have a few things in my life that I don't like, that I have no control over. So I just have to accept. But I find them frustrating. I find them depressing. I find them sad and hard to deal with because it's not what I want in my life. But I can spend my whole day or the rest of my life bemoaning what I don't have, what I don't want, all the things that don't work out in my life. Or I can try to allow myself to grieve, to cry, and then move on. Go forward, find something else that I can do, that I can focus on, that I can enjoy, that is working in my life, that is good for me. And I know that's the better path, and that's the better choice. It's just those stupid default settings, because my whole life has been trained to focus on the negative, to all the things that didn't work out, the things that I don't want, that's somebody else's fault, that's outside of my control. So I can be angry and blame and whatever, be resentful because it's not my fault. I didn't cause it. I can't control it. I can't cure it. I can't fix it. It's not my problem. That's what somebody else is doing is hurting me. And not that they're doing it intentionally. It's just the situation and my reaction to the situation. So I need to learn a different reaction to the situation. And I just have to trust that there's a purpose and there's a reason for this. And if nothing else, it's just so that I can get stronger and closer to my Heavenly Father, to my Savior, to be reminded of what my purpose is, where my focus should be, and that I do have the choice, that I have choices, that I have the choice to focus on what's not working in my life, or to avoid what's not working in my life. Or I have the choice to focus on what I can fix and what I can change, what I can do, what is working, what is right, what is good. I have a choice as to how I'm going to respond to my situations. And some days those choices are easier than others to make. And some days I don't think I even am aware that I have choices. I think I forget that because I'm just numbed out by the emotions, or I'm trying so hard to avoid feeling the emotion that I avoid anything else, which is not good, not good at all. But I've spent a whole life, a time of doing that, of running away, of daydreaming, of finding, a book or a game or something to do to avoid feeling my feelings because it wasn't safe to feel feelings. And I have to remember that it is safe to feel feelings. It is safe to cry. It is okay to cry. It is okay to get upset. It is okay to grieve. It is okay to be angry. It is okay to be frustrated. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to enjoy my life. It's okay to have fun with what I'm doing, even though I can't be with people I want to be with. I can still have fun. I don't have to put my life on hold until things work out the way that I want it to. Because if I keep putting my life on hold, nothing's ever going to work out the way I want it to. Well, nothing will probably ever work out the way I want it to, but nothing will ever work out if I put it on hold. If I'm just sitting around waiting, then nothing gets done. And I can't keep sitting around waiting. Um, and right now, I guess I'm sitting around waiting for myself to figure that out. So again, I'm at that awareness stage of what I'm doing, and I know that it's not working stage. And I'm like, okay, but I need to get to where I can accept it and where I'm willing to take the action, in which case the action would be to actually feel my emotions, to do some crying, to do some writing, to do some processing, um, things I don't want to do, so that I can let go of all of this, so that it won't keep making me tired or holding me down or keeping me from going to work or from finishing projects I've promised to do for other people or just from my writing in general. It won't keep me from doing what I need to do. It won't keep me from taking care of myself. But as long as I hold on to it, as long as I hide from it, it won't go away. Those emotions are just going to keep resurfacing time and time again. And the problem is that I have so many of them that when a new one pops up, like a new situation or new something that's going on currently in my life, it attaches to all the old stuff. So then, what little situation I have right now, or grief or problem I have right now, attaches to all the other stuff I haven't processed. So then it becomes this big, huge ordeal. Instead of a little thing, it becomes big. It's like turning a mountain, a molehill into a mountain. What is that saying? Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. There we go. Well, pretty much that's what happens with my emotions when I don't process them. I haven't processed them. Is that they grow and they grow and they grow and they get bigger and bigger until it's like this volcano that just erupts and it explodes. And then I don't even know what I'm exploding about. I don't know what I'm crying about. I don't know what I'm angry about. I just know that I cannot hold it in any longer, and it's all just coming out all over myself or whoever else happens to be in the room or whatever it was that triggered that final last little straw, that little last drop of whatever. It's like, and explosion. And then it all comes out. And then it's like, oh my gosh, what is all of that? And then instead of figuring out what all of that is, I of course stuff it all back down in there like it's better to hold on to that somehow. It's insane. This is my insane thought process. This is my insane reactions. These are my default settings that need to be reset. I need to have new default settings. I need to get to where I can share what I'm dealing with. I have safe people to talk to. I just need to talk to them. I need to share. I need to process. I need to cry. I need to write. I need to do a lot of writing, especially about emotional things, because that would help me so much. That is that is my God-given outlet, is writing. That is what I need to do. And that is sadly the one thing I avoid doing when I get all stuck in my emotions. And unmotivated to do things. It's like, and the answer will come if I write. I will be able to sort out what I'm feeling. I will be able to work through the confusion. I will be able to knock out this ice that has me in some frozen state that is not allowing me to be motivated to do anything else, because it will all come out when I write. And then I'm just like, well, then I'm just not going to write. Or when I do write, I'm so tired. I'm like so tired I can't keep my eyes open. I'm just writing in my journal so I can say I wrote in my journal, and I can't keep my eyes open. And then I don't really process anything because I'm avoiding the writing process. Avoiding the process that works for me. Obviously, there's processes that work differently. For some people, exercising works. Some people, cleaning works, which is kind of a form of exercise. I don't know what other stuff works. Punching things, pillows, things like that. Going out somewhere you can scream and just letting it all out. I don't know. I don't know. Some people go for a drive and that works for them too. Maybe that's where you get all those like road rage people, because they're just dealing with their emotions in driving format. I don't know. Everybody has a different process. Some people color. Coloring is, they find that relaxing and it's releasing for them. I don't get the coloring thing. Drawing, maybe, except I'm not very good at drawing, but it's the movement of my hand and my wrist, so I kind of get it. But for me, I need the words. I need to think the words and put them out and feel the emotions that way. But that's what works for me. Some things are different for other people. Everybody processes their emotions differently. You have different responses. Even the same situation, people can be in the same room, same event happening, the same thing, and responding differently. And some people are totally calm about it. Some people freaking out. Some people somewhere in between. Some people freak out later. Some people just sit there in a state of shock, like I have no idea. And it's like, oh, this will hit me later. And some people are very good at processing their emotions and feeling them and sharing them with other people because they've been taught their entire lives that it was okay. They've been asked how they were feeling, why they felt that way, how to deal with it, told that it was okay to feel what they were feeling. I did not have those experiences, so I have to remind myself that it's okay. And that's hard to do because my default setting is to stuff. My default setting is to ignore. It is not to ask questions. It is not to feel things. It is not to process things. My default setting is to hide, to run away, to avoid, to shut down, to become numb, and to just exist. And I have lived a lifetime of just existing, and I don't like just existing. It doesn't work. So I have the choice to continue to just exist, or I have the choice to learn how to ask questions, to change my default settings, to do things differently, to respond differently to myself, to my emotions. And that kind of change is hard, especially when I know it means that I will be crying, that I will be bringing up things that I don't want to deal with, because especially things that I know I can't change and I can't fix, but it still affects me. And I can't change the fact that it affects me, but I can learn how to live with it. And I can learn how to find joy and to do other things in spite of it. And I know these things, and I'm grateful that I know these things. And I'm grateful I know the process to go through to work through these things. I just wish the process wasn't hard. I wish I could just skip the process and just come out on the other side where it's all better. And I have learned over the years that you can't skip the process, but you can prolong the inevitable. I don't know how long you can prolong it, but as I said, it builds up eventually, it explodes. It can't be avoided inevitably. It has to be faced at some point. The question is just when or how. And is it going to be of my choosing and willing to face myself and focus on myself, or is it going to be because my body said it's not and it just explodes? And I'm hoping I don't hit the explode button portion. I think it would be better to just feel things. But also, it's good to be gentle with myself, to remember that I'm struggling with situations and things that are outside of my control. So if I'm having a bad day, if I'm having a hard time, it's okay to be gentle. It's okay to take it easy. I don't have to beat myself up. It's okay to make a really short to-do list, because maybe today that's all I can do because I'm dealing with all this other emotional drama. one of these days I would like to get all of this stuff out of my system. And I realize life will continue to happen and I will continue to have emotions, but I would hope that I can learn how to deal with them in the moment or within the week or two, day or two of whenever I'm feeling those emotions, instead of waiting for years at a time, because it's not cool to have something presently attached to something from the past and then it all gets jumbled together and then it's all confusing and then I don't know why I'm feeling what I'm feeling because it's exaggerated, it's multiplied, it's turned into a mountain when it should just be a molehill or a little hill or something, maybe a rock or something, a stone instead of a mountain. But that mountain is very heavy. To carry that around is very heavy. And then to have it creep up, it's kind of like, okay, and then the waterfall is coming. And there is no end to the waterfall, which I don't like that there's no end to the waterfall. So I make an end to the waterfall. I cut it off and I hold it back. I dam it up. And then eventually that dam breaks and it all comes out. And there's nothing I can do about it then until I get enough of it out that I can dam it up again. The ideal thing would be to just let it all out until it dries up and there's nothing left. And then the next time it comes, it'll be like a little trickle or something, and it will be doable. It won't be a waterfall. But I never let it get to where it dries up. I just get to the point where I can dam it up again and I leave it that way. And right now it's pushing against the dam and I'm gonna have a waterfall. And I was like, I don't want the waterfall. So to avoid the waterfall, I have avoided doing anything today. Which is probably more than anyone on this video wants to hear or wants to know, but this is what I get for not calling a program friend or not doing my writing. And so you get to hear my crazy process, my crazy little analogies, and maybe, just maybe, I'm not the only person out there that dams up their emotions, buries them, and forgets that they have to come out and they have to be let go, they have to be freed, they have to dry up, because it's not worth carrying them around. They just get in the way, they prevent me from being happy, they prevent me from living my life, they prevent me from seeing the joy and the things that I want to be grateful for, that I can be grateful for. And if nothing else, I'm grateful I have this awareness. I'm grateful I know there's a process, there is a way that works to work through all of this stuff, and that way may be a little different for everyone, but there is a way to work through it, and I'm grateful for that. I just wish I didn't have so much pent up stuff, and I realize that I'll work through one little thing and think, oh, I'm done, but then something else pops up because it's slowly boiling up to the surface, and every time I let something out, it's like, oh, cool, she let something out. There's more stuff. We can bring that out too. And it's like, oh, crap. I was like, nope, one is enough for today. I'm good. I'm good. But, and maybe this isn't as difficult for people that have learned how to process their emotions, because it's not an everyday thing or an every other day thing. It's not something that gets in the way of your productivity because you can't deal with your own emotions. So I don't know. But I know I'm not the only one out there that struggles on a daily basis with things like this, and some days are better than others. And right now I seem to be having an every other day thing where I'm like, I'm in a great mood and everything's going good like yesterday, and then today, and it's like, not so good. I'm just like, oh, I want there to not be any more layers. But I know there's a lot of layers. There's a lot of stuff to process. There's a lot of stuff to learn. There's a lot of things I'm just becoming, not necessarily just becoming aware of, but maybe being reminded of, that's being brought to the surface again, because it's time for me to start working on those things again, things that I have been putting off, things that I have been avoiding, and it's time to process them. It's time to deal with them. It's time to let them out, because that's what's holding me back from being successful, from following through on my goals and my plans. And I feel like all the things that I want to do are attainable. They're right there. It's an amazing thing to have it right there, to feel like it's attainable, to feel like I can totally do this. And then I'm just stuck right at the edge, just afraid to take that leap of faith. And it's these emotions that are just holding me down. They're holding me back. And I know I need to let them go. And I'm grateful that I know I need to let them go. I'm grateful I know there's a process I go through to get rid of them. I just don't want to go through the process. Oh, but I know that I will have to, and it's going to take some time. It's not going to be an overnight fix. And I know that I will have lots of days where I can just see the gratitude and see the good things in my life and be very productive and be very happy and be very grateful that I can do that. And I'm going to continue to have days where I'm triggered, where things just aren't going the way that I want them to, and I'm struggling. And I I need to learn how to respond better to the days when I'm struggling. And if nothing else, right now I'm just learning how to still love myself, to be gentle with myself, to accept that I'm struggling and it's okay to have a day of struggling. And maybe as I accept that, the next day won't be as long or as hard or whatever. I don't know. And if nothing else, at least I know I don't have to spend all night beating myself up for not being more productive today. And that in and of itself is a blessing. And I am grateful for that. And I am grateful that I could make this video today. I'm grateful that I've made it to day 65. I'm grateful I only have 35 days left. And I'm kind of hoping I don't have to do another 100. Part of me wants to do another 100 just because I think it'll be good for me and it's a good experience and it'll keep me motivated and moving in the right direction. And another part of me is like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. I don't want to do it again. But it's so crazy how vastly my emotions and my feelings change from day to day. Like, I did not realize how emotional I was and how much my emotions affect my mood and my abilities to do things. Um, so it'll be interesting to see how I feel at 100 days. And hopefully, I will be elated that I actually made it through and it will be an excellent day. But in the meantime, I'm just grateful I got through day 65. And I'm grateful for the people that are watching and putting up with me and my ramblings and my crazy up and down emotional roller coaster ride that I'm going through. And I'm hoping that as I'm going through this process, that it does, that other people can relate to this, that it does give you hope, that there is a way up, a way out, that it does get better, that there's a process, that it doesn't have to be miserable all the time. And just a reminder that you have choices as to how you feel, as to how you respond, things that I forget sometimes, things that I forget a lot of times. But at least I can still laugh. I like that I can just kind of laugh at myself and thinking I could just skip things and not have to deal with things, and that would be great. It doesn't work that way, but I'm grateful that I can still smile. I'm grateful that I can still laugh, and I'm grateful I can still make these videos, and I'm grateful for anyone that's choosing to watch these, and I hope it helps. Um, I hope it touches someone besides just me. But if nothing else, I think it's helping me. So I'm grateful for that too, because I'm just giving myself a pep talk and a boost and telling myself it's okay and I can do this. And I'm grateful for that too. And that is what I am grateful for today. And I hope you have a day full of gratitude too.